let's go read some objects.
Hi, it's Jennifer from Genesee Country Village and Museum. Today we are going to try to read an object. This object right here. They have already drawn an image of what it looks like. Don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. My drawings never do. We're going to use our five senses to think of some words that describe it. I don't know how we would describe a color, sort of a black or a dark gray color. When touching it, it has places that are smooth. It also has places that are very bumpy. It does have some noises. It kind of rattles and things kind of creak as you open and close them. It doesn't really have a smell. Now let's describe its physical appearance. What is it made out of? Well, as we look at this, we can tell it is made out of metal. And I can tell you the specific kind of metal it's made out of is tin. The size of it, it's, I'd say maybe about 16 inches high. It's definitely about as long as my forearm. It's very light, lighter than other types of metal, like iron, which is very heavy. There are several different parts to it. There's a part that opens and closes with hinges. There's this part right here, so there are a number of different parts, and they do in fact kind of make some noise when they open and close. There are definitely decorations on this. As you look closely, you can see all sorts of patterns that are in the metal. So it does have a decoration, but it doesn't have anything printed on it, just this decoration that was put into it. How do I think it was made? It was made by hand. You can tell that because not everything is completely precise. When something's made in a factory, that equipment makes things very precise, whereas things that are made by hand, you can see some slight imperfections. It's something that was made recently, but made to look like something very old, something from the 1800s. In the 1800s, men were often the ones who were making things, particularly things made out of metal, and working outside of the home in different industries, different jobs. How do I think this works? Well, you guessed that the door opens up and something is put in here. You'd be correct. A little hole right there, and in that hole, you would put a candle. So this might be leading you to think about what this is used for. This item is a barn lantern. It would have been used in the 1800s, because of course at that time they don't have electricity like we're used to today. So instead people would have used a lot of different types of devices to use with candles or with oil to make light for them to see. This barn lantern would be really convenient to take out when you went outside because you could open and close it, so you can provide as much or as little light as you need. And of course it's much safer than carrying a candle on a candlestick. The open flame could blow out or could accidentally light something on fire. So an object like this, lantern, would be much safer. It was made by one of the tinsmiths that work here at Genesee Country Village. He made it in just the way people would have in the 1800s. Made it out of tin. These are very thin sheets of steel that have a little covering of tin. And the tin makes things made out of this material not rust as quickly as it might if it were made out of some other metal. And he would have cut it with very sharp scissors. He would have shaped it and molded it. And for the design, he did something called punching or piercing tin. You take a piece of wood and you lay the piece of tin over it, and you'll have your pattern on top of that. You'll take your nail and your hammer, and you'll use your hammer to hammer the design into the piece of metal. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll be doing more installments of this, looking at specific objects here at the museum, so I hope you join us. Have a great day.